I had a dream about a cheesecake last night. I think I need a cheesecake.
Fuck was that?
Your mom.
Okay. No.
You had a dream about a cheesecake? Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of the CoGPod. Is it 26, Nick?
Actually, I think it's 27.
It's 27.
We flubbed
Episode 27. It's 26 or 27.
Yeah, it's 26 for you, though. It's 26 for you.
Oh, was it 26 last week when I was gone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so 27. Today we have with us Amanda. Luke is not here. Grim, say hello.
Hello.
Nick, say hello.
Hello.
Special guest today is Richard, online known as Kamisus, and Spuds. Say hello, Richard.
Good afternoon, morning, day, whatever you may be in.
Whatever time it is where you are. So yeah, Luke and I were gone last week. How did it go recording with Morpheus?
Awesome. We went to Japan.
Some people thought that you actually went to
Yes,
Japan.
I know.
Wait, really? What?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll see when we
We
get to
got
the questions.
Yeah, we got some questions about how much it costs for you guys to go to Japan.
That's pretty
We're
cool.
so lucky. We're lucky that
So
we got to go to
your
Japan.
role playing was super convincing apparently because they really thought you went.
Well,
Hey, we could have
me and
been
Grim are
using
actors.
mobile Wi-Fi.
We could
Mobile
have been.
Wi-Fi. I liked
Wi-Fi.
the format though because it was the kind of format that Morpheus is used to, where he's like leading you through the segment. So if you don't know about Morpheus's podcast, it's Death by Horror. It's super cool. Their format is awesome. Go check them out. And he's going to be back on for part 2 of Invasion of Japan later because he got a lot of questions. Everybody seemed to really like that episode. It was good.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
listened.
I like that.
Yeah, it was interesting to like have him take you on a tour, I guess. Kind
No,
of.
we
tour.
Find
made
Grim's
him.
new apartment.
Hey,
I liked it.
you leave my train apartment alone.
What?
Didn't you listen?
I listened, but you know I don't remember anything.
Hey, that's
Goldfish
okay, I don't
memory.
either.
I remembered today. That's about it.
That's good.
That's all you need.
At least
Live in the
remember
present.
we have to do this.
Yeah.
What did I even
That's
do?
important.
Oh, so last weekend, the reason Luke and I weren't here is we went to Marble Falls, Texas, which is like a super pretty scenic. We took a bunch of pictures, and it was right off the water. It was like a chill relaxation session. And
I
we
saw a
drank
few
little bit.
beers in there.
Yeah, we went back to that same brewery that we went to before where he fell.
Did he
that we
fall
told you
again?
guys about.
What?
No, but she remembered us. She was like, "Oh yeah, it's you guys." And so
Let me just
he made
move
me
these
send,
tables.
Yeah, let me just move these tables. But he made me send you guys pictures of the tables to prove that they were super low, and they were. I was wrong. He was right. They were like shin level tables. So he
Those
was right about
are
that.
more like not tables.
Well, there's supposed to be a table for if you're sitting at the super low couches, but
I wouldn't want to sit
regardless-
that low and drink beer because standing back up, I would fall
Get
like
dizzy.
Luke did.
and fall like he did. They set you up for failure.
If you're going
really
down
did.
that far, you should sit on the ground, and that way you can just crawl where you need to go.
That's a good point. They were pretty low. But yeah, she remembered us and it was a lot of fun. You guys went to Japan. Richard,
Yeah.
what all have you been up to? Like, we haven't really talked to you in a while. Tell everybody what you do and kind of introduce yourself to the listeners.
Well, I'm a college student right now, so I'm broke as hell. Mostly I've just been focusing on, like, major projects and exams that are going on right now, so I haven't really been able to do much at all.
So you haven't been online, like, playing super a lot?
No, not a lot. What I have played is just a tiny bit of the Dark Souls expansion, Turok, and Breath of the Wild. That's really been it.
What are you studying?
Luke was playing the Dark Souls stuff.
How far has he gotten?
He, so he was fighting that one set of bosses where there's like 2 little bosses and then you think you're done. But of course, it's Dark Souls, so then a huge boss pops out for round 2.
Spoilers.
He got a little salty about that. Well, no, that's just a little hint on when you think that you're done, you're probably not.
I actually watched that fight.
Did you?
That's,
And to answer you, Nick, I'm actually studying film and digital media, so video recording, video editing, and all that stuff, and working in.
That's going to
Nice.
come in
don't
handy.
do that.
Oh yeah, and video studios and stuff like that. So that'll be fun.
Good for
I
you.
call
Nice.
dibs on being on your first movie.
Well,
I don't care what it is.
You got free actors and actresses, just your friends. We just want to be famous.
yeah.
Did you sign up for DreamHack, Richard, or no, you didn't?
No, because I'm not gonna be able to go.
Is Rosalind still going?
Yes, she is, and
Okay.
I think that Christopher's supposed to as well, but I'm not sure.
Because we need somebody to video record. Luke is doing a panel on how to start up a podcast and what it takes and all of that for
Yeah.
everybody that's there. And we need somebody to record that. It's going to be an hour-long presentation.
Ah.
So that should be fun. Hopefully he's not nervous about that.
Oh, I'm sure
He'll
he's
do
nervous.
fine.
You guys get in some making fun of Luke while he's not here.
Well,
He's not here to defend himself.
he's not here, so that's all I need to do to make fun of him. Like a jerk.
Vicious.
So
vicious.
do you
Grim.
guys want to jump in? We got like quite a few questions because people liked your Japan vacation last week. So we got some questions. You want to do that?
Grim's still tired from all
Yeah,
this flying out.
From the flight?
It's definitely not a hangover. Nope.
So Hinyata wrote, "Those guys were so lucky to get to go to Japan. I want to go someday. How long did you have to plan for the trip and how much money did you need?"
Well,
So
funny thing,
I
I
think that-
actually looked up about that before.
did you? How much is it to fly?
To get there and back, it's about $2,000 or so dollars.
I figured as much
Yeah.
because it's so far.
Yeah.
It's
If
like
you're going
$1,200
and not
just to
coming
go.
back.
Staying there is going to be like 8,000 total if you want to have a little bit of extra spending money, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And staying
For sure.
in a hotel.
Yeah.
I want to go so bad.
Well, we were
So
lucky because
pretty.
we just lived in Imorpheus's house.
Yeah.
So
See it through
we didn't
his
pay for
eyes.
anything. We made him pay for everything on the trip, too.
That's right.
All of our
So that's
cigarettes
an
and
easy
beer.
question because that's not a real question. We got another one that says from Ray, "I love the format of your podcast. It seems like having a bunch of people instead of one or two seems to work a little bit better. I tried to do a podcast before and it just flopped. What is your number one piece of advice for someone who wants to be interesting online?" I would say to be interesting, I wouldn't give you advice for that. I would just tell you to be yourself and just
What if they're
relax.
not
We don't
Interesting.
try to be interesting.
No, we don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't try. Like, if we're just ourselves, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Because it's too much work to put on a front and try to be somebody that you're not. So, and the podcasts that I've checked out that I actually like the most are when people are just themselves and relaxed and just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my advice. Just chill, like you're hanging with your friends.
Basically,
we
just
do.
kind of do the podcast for something to do for yourself. Don't try to
Yeah.
get people to listen to it.
Yeah.
Like, if you get
Just
bored
do
of
your
it, then
thing.
don't do it every week.
Would you guys suggest
think
having
so.
like any kind of specific structure to it, or is it just like have certain topics to talk about and then just flow with it?
This is where we kind of differ on our opinions on this, I think. I like winging it.
Mm.
Just go for
We
it.
bounce around a bit. It works both ways, but I think sometimes having a backup plan is good.
Mhm.
Yeah, in case you guys all of a sudden fumble and don't know what to talk about, having a backup topic is good. But yeah, we don't really plan a whole lot. Like, if we have questions, we know we're going to answer the questions. And if I've seen a movie, we know I'm going to review a movie. But besides that, like, we don't really plan in order. Like, we just go.
Yeah.
We don't practice. We don't prep. We just go.
Mhm.
And I think
I
that
think-
makes it seem more natural.
I think in the beginning we tried to, like, all of us were trying to be real structured about it. And I think once we just finally lost our minds and said, fuck it, we're just going to talk. I think that's when
It
we
actually got
started
better.
to get
Wait,
a better
We
listenership.
lost our minds.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think Grim ever had his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think any of us
Shut
did
up,
really,
Nick.
but you shut up.
Richard, do you listen to the CoGPod at all?
I do, but I kind of fell off for a minute, so I'm gonna try and pick it back up here.
Does it seem like the format is good?
Yeah,
As a listener.
seems just fine. It
Not to put you on the spot on the show you're on, but
no. It's actually pretty similar to like the CoGPod and the Triforce podcast and stuff like that, and it's just a lot of freeform stuff. So it really just keeps me engaged.
Yeah, you feel like you're just hanging out with your friends. I
Yeah.
posted that picture of a guy like eating food next to a poster of people, and he's like, "This is how a podcast makes me feel like I have friends."
Aw.
It's so true, because if I get bored, I'll just turn on one of the ones I listen to, like CoGPod or Death by Horror, or the other one that I started listening to is Padded Room Podcast, which is also a horror-based podcast. But they do like we do; they're just freeform. They don't have any kind of format. And they've got a couple guys and then a girl as well, and it works out.
oh,
But
can I
they're
suggest another podcast for you
Yeah.
to listen to, Amanda?
Yeah.
And maybe you too, Grim, but I don't like you right now, so
Whoa.
because you're mean. No,
You're mean.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's called Alice Isn't Dead. Have
feel
any
like
of you
I've
heard
Heard
of
of
it?
that?
Yeah, it's from the people who made Welcome to Night Vale.
Alice
and-
isn't dead.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's
I'll look it up.
it's a female trucker looking for her wife who disappeared. And there are not quite human serial killers out there, and she travels America, and it follows her adventures looking for her wife.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll check that one out. Add it to my list.
So something I was thinking about for our podcast, like my coworker just started listening, and he didn't start from episode 1. He watched our live St. Patrick's one,
God damn
and
it.
it got me.
That was like the
thinking,
worst one.
It got me thinking though, like any of our episodes, you can just pick up wherever because we don't do continuations, which is kind of nice. So
Yeah.
That's true. That's true, actually.
if you
We
don't want to
really-
feel obligated to listen to everything, you don't have to. So you can just start from today's episode, or
Yeah, we don't really do any callbacks
Yeah.
to like old stuff.
I
Not
mean,
super
we make
often
references.
anyway.
Some
but-
inside jokes and stuff, but
That's about it.
like at least 8
Yeah,
of them.
I agree. I like podcasts where you can just listen to a random episode and not have to worry about being lost.
Yeah. Well, when you get to a lot of episodes, it's hard to go back to the first one sometimes.
I know, I don't remember what we talked about 2 weeks ago, so it doesn't matter. You're
Actually,
lucky I
don't
remember who
either.
the fuck you are.
whoa.
Whoa. We just see your shirt, Dick,
What?
in his
I have a
video.
picture.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? I see it.
No, it's because we're not friends.
Oh.
It's
Should-
pretty
should
rude.
I
Add you as a
Become
friend. Oh, I see it.
Oh, there
Now I
we go.
see it.
Very
What's
silent.
going on?
It just doesn't show the whole thing.
It looks like you're a robot. Like you don't move at all. It looks really creepy.
I can see up your nose.
I can't because
If you
it's
could edit my bottom jaw to like move up and down whenever I'm talking.
Like the South Park thing.
Yeah.
you're not
Actually
Canadian.
be Canadian.
So the next question we got, they didn't give a name or anything, but they said that we've talked a lot about our favorite games and movies and books and stuff in the past podcasts, but they want to hear our worst games, movies, or books or whatever that we've read. So I don't read, but I can tell you one of the worst movies I've ever seen is called Silence Becomes Her, and it was with Alicia Silverstone. And we watched it, my friend Ross and I, and it was so bad. We rented it from a Redbox, and it was so bad that we literally set it on fire with a lighter, like burned the DVD, and then we also scratched it on some bricks so that nobody could ever be forced to watch the horrible shit again. So we go to turn it back in, and the guy's like, oh, I guess it wasn't a Redbox. It had to have been like a Blockbuster because we went in, and the guy's like, this is damaged. We were like, oh, it came like that. So we were just trying to prevent anybody else from having to watch it. It was like the worst. And then the other one I thought of that was so bad is called Mute Witness. It's about a chick that's like a deaf mute, and she witnesses a murder, and then the murderers try to get her because she's seen it. But it was awful. Just don't. I threw that. I like broke it and threw it away.
What is wrong with you?
So you
just
don't like
don't
movies about silence or deafness?
They were
basically,
both
as a
so
pattern.
bad, but it's funny that the titles were related. It was awful. Alicia Silverstone is beautiful, and typically I love her, but that was awful. Like, her career died.
She's crying right now.
She should be. She should be ashamed of herself.
She still has more money
She
than
had-
all of us.
She had one joy left in life, and that was listening to this quaint little CoGPod.
Yes.
And then all
what
of a
are
sudden
the
we
odds
bashed
that
her.
Alicia Silverstone listens to the CoGPod? They're pretty low.
Not anymore.
Oh, God, that'd be amazing if she did, though.
Now
love
now
you
you
if you're
now you
listening.
feel pretty bad, don't you?
Grim,
You're
do you have
wondering in
anything?
your head, maybe she's watching me.
Books, games, movies,
I'm
anything
sitting
that's
here trying
awful.
to think, and I'm sure I've played, like, when iMorpheus listens to this, so No Man's Sky, when it first came out, was like,
You were super disappointed.
it was 1/8 of what they basically promised it would be, and it had
Wow.
zero gameplay, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it just was disappointing. Now, like, I've played it, and it's a lot better. It should have launched this way, but when it first came out,
Yeah.
it was awful.
Agreed. What about books or movies? Anything
I
come
don't-
to mind?
Do any of that stuff?
I don't.
Do you really not watch any
You
movies?
weirdo.
Do you not watch movies?
I do, but not often enough to remember how
Poor
bad
Grimsby
something
just
was.
doesn't really have much time. Like, really.
Well, he's the
Extra time.
CEO now, so.
Oh, she shut up.
Richard, anything that you would tell people to not listen to or play or watch or whatever?
Yeah, there's actually one movie that I would recommend you never watch, and that is a suspense horror called The Thaw.
Oh, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's horrible. Essentially, it takes place up on, I think, Alaska, where they find a mammoth that's been frozen, and apparently it has like a parasite in its head. A polar bear eats it. It dies, and so the scientists take it to their place to figure out why it died. Well, the parasite that it eats is like some weird bug that, as soon as it bites you, it infects you and lays eggs inside of you.
Oh, God.
And so this one guy gets he's having sex with this chick, and his dick gets bit. Excuse me.
Oh, great.
Excuse that. And so he starts going insane, and he tries to take over everything. He finds a gun, and he starts killing people. And it's just a horrible movie. It's stupid.
Oh, God.
I'd be
it's all
mad if
from a
my dick got
bite.
bit too. Be like, that's it. Where's my gun?
And the whole ploy is for this one scientist. The main character is the scientist's daughter, and he has this clever ploy to bring her and all her friends up. Which one of the guy that got his dick bit is one of her friends, and his ploy is to have one of them infected and take them back south, so he can study this bug and possibly infect everyone down south.
So you watched it all the way through? Like, with the ones that were so bad that I was watching, like, I didn't finish them.
No, there's nothing that I can think of that I haven't been able to finish, really.
You tortured yourself all the way to the end with the dick bites.
I prefer to call them Richards.
Richard, you should start, like, some YouTube videos of you cooking, like, appetizers and call them dick bites. Because they're just bites
Gosh.
of food. Yep.
I actually
TM.
agree with that idea.
TM.
Got some finger food dick bites here.
Dick bites.
It'd probably take off.
We tried to get Richard to do, like, a segment of, like, a couple minutes each video of, like, just
Dick
suggestions or
tips.
tips. And they would be called dick tips.
I still have that in the works, but I just have to try and figure out like a bunch of tips that I can actually say. And it's just gonna be short little.
I mean, you
10-second
could ask
snippets.
for, like, fan submissions,
Yeah.
what they want to hear about.
Don't bang chicks in the Arctic. Dick.
There's
Something's
dick
gonna
tip
bite you.
number 1.
You did get bit.
You bit. Nick, terrible
Yeah.
things not to ever watch or do or read or play.
Being John Malkovich
What?
is the worst movie I've ever seen.
I liked it, and I like terrible shit, so that actually makes sense.
I didn't like the movie. I don't like him, and I didn't understand why he got a movie of his own.
Yeah, I mean, part of the movie was super hard to follow, but I liked the idea of it. He's kind of annoying, though.
I've never left a theater, but I kept getting up and starting to leave, and I'm like, no, I can't, and I'd go sit back down again. And I was just on the edge of leaving the whole time.
But you forced yourself.
Yeah, and I still don't understand it to this day.
I
don't
felt
know
that
what
way about
happened.
Pulp Fiction. I didn't get it, and I didn't like it.
I don't agree on that one.
I know nobody
But
does.
I mean, there is stuff about it that doesn't make any sense. But two
What about
video
games?
games.
Yeah.
One is called Dread Out.
Dread Out.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the poor man's Fatal Frame, kind of.
Oh, how awful.
Hmm.
Except instead of you've got a camera, you've got your cell phone, and there's like these crazy musical numbers like partway in the game, and there's ghosts that are supposed to be menacing, but they walk away so slowly and you can't go by them.
Ghosts
So you have
don't
to
walk, Nick.
follow them bumping into them.
Oh, God.
I
It's
actually
terrible.
played that, and I did like a little mini Halloween special on my channel, and there's like 3 episodes there, and it's interesting. Like there's this one ghost that wouldn't die. You have to like take a picture of her so that way she flips around so you can see her back, and then you take a picture of her back because that's her weak spot. So it's
Oh.
How odd.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some parts where it starts to get scary, but then they just never pursue that. It's like they just go up to a point and they're like, nah, no, forget that idea. But, yeah. And the other bad game is Diablo.
Yeah?
Oh, what?
Which one?
Number
Rip
one.
my friendship.
Oh, no,
Rip
the
my
first one's
friendship with
pretty
Nick.
bad.
No,
I had to
that
say
was-
that, especially with season 10 starting last night. Is it last night? that
Yeah,
season 10
that was
started?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Diablo 1 didn't like it.
Oh man.
What about
Terrible
Diablo
game.
3? That's the one that has season 10.
I don't
last
think
night.
he's played it.
No. The
Can
first
you
one
play
was
it?
so bad, I'm just not going to do it.
How about,
for you,
how
Nick.
about, I have a suggestion.
What's that?
I'll play Diablo 3 for you with the new season, and you
Uh-huh.
can just watch. We'll do a Not the Podcast, and you can see what you think just by watching.
That doesn't sound like a deal. That sounds like I have to do something.
That sounds
What's the part benefit to me?
so that you can see the Diablo 3 is
So you can
amazing.
spend
That's
money.
the reason I started playing games.
No way.
No,
I will do that, but I'm gonna badmouth it the whole time.
I would
That
actually
was the first
recommend-
game I ever played. Dick was there.
Yeah.
We had a LAN party for my birthday a couple years ago, and we had the whole house just full of everybody's PCs playing Diablo 3.
I just
All of
want to
us.
laugh about this whole LAN party thing because it's not actually that anymore.
Back
It's-
then, it
What
might have
is
been.
it?
Not
You
playing
should have
Diablo
seen
3.
how we had it rigged.
Yeah, it literally looked like a LAN party, except it didn't smell.
Oh, good.
We didn't
Good.
have enough plugs, and so there were like 7 different extension cords, and everything was plugged into like 7.
Yeah,
it was
it sounds like a LAN
so
party.
dangerous.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, oh god, we're gonna
So,
set this
so
place
dangerous
on
with
fire.
that, like 3 inches of water on the floor.
Well, that
Daisy
luckily it
chaining
didn't
everything.
flood that weekend. It was that house that flooded.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, Diablo 3 has my heart. That's where I started gaming.
On a side
what got
note, Richard, how do you feel about the Necromancer coming to Diablo 3?
Good point.
I don't really care because it's not the druid.
Oh, yeah, that is. I would like both, but I'm happy that they're at least bringing one.
Yeah.
Grim, are you going to do Necromancer?
Oh, probably. I
wanna see- I don't wanna play
announced
Necromancer.
anything because you'll have to buy it. But I think they're
Yeah.
adding a new area too. So I mean, if it's like $20, I'll easily buy it.
I would get it.
I think it's probably going to be
Just to try it.
like $10, just like the because you can buy characters on StarCraft 2 as well, and they're like
Oh,
$10
okay.
each. So it might be that.
That would make
That's
sense since it's a
$40
Blizzard.
too much.
Whoa!
$40
I
too
love-
That would be way
Get out
too
of here,
much.
Nick.
That is too much. I would love
much. They
to
should pay you
stream
20.
some Diablo. When I stream Diablo, I get a lot of views on it, which is I like that.
I'll totally
Sick
talk
method.
on that show.
Okay.
Talk shit.
We will set that up.
Yep.
So, speaking of video games, the next question we got was from Titus 99. I don't know how to say his name.
Titus.
Titus 99.
What could the f be?
I don't. It's 2 F's. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Final Fantasy.
So he wants to know, he or she wants to know what game character closest resembles the inner you, like
Maybe
you as an actual person.
Titus resembles them because that's a Final Fantasy character. Thus the FF.
Is it? Okay, so that's the FF. I'm sorry, I didn't know
it's
that.
okay.
That's my
It
ignorance.
makes sense.
So mine is Minecraft, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's not really a character.
That's actually just me. I don't play enough games with characters in them that have a personality to know.
Are you
know
saying
what
no
I mean?
characters in Diablo have a
like I play-
personality?
No, they don't have a personality in Diablo. They're just
Well, they
you
do.
as a character. They don't have a personality really in Destiny. Like any of the games that I've played, the only one that I've played where the person has a personality is Tomb Raider, and I rage quit live. So I would say I don't resemble her at all. Maybe the cat from Spooky Cats that I played.
Always falling onto spikes.
I don't play games that resemble people in any way. So my Minecraft character is me, and so that's my answer. I know that's
Okay.
shitty, but that's all I got.
No, that's fine.
Nick, you go.
I'm trying to think who the craziest person that I've ever seen in a game is.
See, because you play like the culling, but that's just you as a video game character. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't have a separate personality.
But Nick plays a
Yeah.
lot of video games that he doesn't talk about.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like Finding Bigfoot, that's just you.
Yeah, he's
Sassy.
a girl.
Finding Bigfoot, Jesus.
I'm the girl. I'm Nicole in that game.
You're a girl?
Yeah,
I
he
didn't watch
plays
the video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I couldn't go in the swamp because I got shoes from the lady store.
The lady store. God.
The lady
Damn
store.
it.
What do they sell? Lady stuff. Thanks, Nick.
Now they sell
Like
lady
my new
shoes.
shoes.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's called the lady store.
Jeez,
It's,
aren't you a
it's
lady,
quite
Amanda?
nice.
Don't you know?
Don't you know the lady
Clearly
store?
not. I don't know anything about the lady store. Jesus.
I don't know. I don't want to be cliched and say the Joker.
You can.
Oh,
That's your answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that, and not the one where everyone thinks he's like an awesome boyfriend and stuff like that. That's like the
Nick, you
misconception.
would be
But
an
the
awesome
psychopath.
boyfriend.
You want to be
thank
the
you, I appreciate
psychopath
that.
Joker.
Well, I'm the real Joker, the one who is just horrible, just fucking horrible,
But
That's
Good.
in a good way.
in a fun way.
Yeah, that's the word I wanted.
Thank you. Now
What
you're
about
being
you,
nice.
Richard?
I don't know. That's a really hard question.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
But you play a lot of games, so I
Yeah.
think you would have a lot of options in mind.
I do have quite a few options. What's that guy's name? He's from Metroid Prime. He's like an ice bounty hunter. Rondus, I think his name is. Give me 1 second. Let me look it up.
I don't
Grim,
know
if
the
you want
side
to, I'll
characters.
look this up.
So, I honestly don't know, but I was giggling like a little girl earlier because I was just thinking of Duke Nukem.
Oh, Jesus. For yourself or for Nick?
No, for me. It's funny because I always
can
loved
kinda
those
see it.
games.
I thought you were going to say like a Final Fantasy guy
Why?
or like Link.
Why?
Link or, you know,
Nope.
I don't know.
I'm nothing like Longstrong.
You and Richard both really like the fantasy type games, or like your character from
see-
Dark Souls, or
Like that's just what you would envision yourself
But
as.
that's just you.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
know.
I do when I play a game that I make my own character in, is I envision myself that way. But like when I'm playing like Legend of Zelda, I don't really think of myself as the character.
because
As a
it's
silent
Link.
elf.
Yeah, I'm a silent elf that goes yeah
Yeah.
and jump rolls everywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
I would love
You know the noise.
I would love it if you jump rolled everywhere.
yeah. You just keep doing it.
Basically.
Hold on, I gotta get another beer. Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh my god, Grim, start doing that IRL. Like every time you go somewhere, just be, yeah, and people go.
I already
This
make
guy.
weird noises in real life, so
No, but those are raptor noises.
no, I make others. I just don't do it here.
In mixed company.
Sounded really creepy.
Okay, yeah. The character that I chose,
Sorry, Richard.
You're good. His name is Rundas. It's Rundas.
Okay.
He only appears in a Metroid Prime 3, Corruption.
The worst one of them all.
No. Technically, M is the worst one, but I will defend M in some ways. But I'll go back to that if you guys want me to. But Rundas, he is a side character, but he is probably one of the more interesting characters of the series, I think. But you do unfortunately kill him as Samus.
Spoilers. But how do you see yourself as similar to that character? Like, what part of their personality is similar to yours?
He's just kind of a chill guy. He does ice, but no pun intended. No, he just kind of has people's backs and stuff like that, and he's really kind of on his own.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, that character that you're very similar to, does he drive extremely safely in his car? Because you guys don't know, but whenever you get into Richard... Okay, so when you get into Richard's car, he's like, is everybody seatbelted in? Like, he's your dad. And he will literally not move the car till everybody's seatbelted in. He goes, like, 30 miles an hour.
You're not my real
uses his
dad.
blinkers super slow. Like, he's like your parents driving when you were 4 years old.
Oh.
He's that safe.
Wait, I have a question.
I don't even wait if everyone's in. I just drive.
Jeez. Is it a law in Texas to buckle in the back seat?
Yes.
Uh-huh. It is now. It didn't used to be.
It's
It is
not
now.
here, but I have a friend that constantly will get that mixed up with the front seat somehow, so he doesn't buckle in the passenger seat, and I'm like, I'm not driving until you buckle up. Oh, that's only in the back seat. No, it makes no sense
That
to
doesn't
me.
make any sense.
It's easier if you everybody just put your seatbelt on. It's easier.
Back seat don't matter. Anyway,
I don't know how long ago they just changed that law a few years ago. In
Yeah.
Texas.
a few years too long.
My car has an alarm that if I drive more than like 5 or 6 meters without all the seat belts buckled, that people are
All?
sitting in.
Oh, it
Yeah,
has sensors.
Like it has
Okay.
sensors. And if there's someone sitting in there, or like I've got a heavy thing in the car and I don't put a seatbelt around it, it will make this annoying noise.
Is that in the backseat too?
Mine does just for me.
Yep, backseat too.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yep.
That's awful. What
so
kind of car is it so I
anyway.
know not to get it?
A Ford Focus, old one.
Really, an older version?
Yeah. Yep.
Weird.
I used to have a
Um,
2003, I think, and it didn't have that.
This is 07.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it is.
So a new old.
I drive really old cars, just in case you're wondering. But if someone gets in and they don't put their seatbelt on, I'm cool with it for 5 meters. And then I'm gonna tame this down, but I would yell like, put your MF seatbelt on now.
Why did you censor yourself? We say fuck all the time.
But
I
not
don't know. I feel like
motherfucker.
motherfucker is a worse swear.
Jesus Christ. Mine rings, but only when it's me, and then I yell at the car when she does it. I'm like, Jenny, I fucking know. I'm driving the car. Her name is Jenny, by the way.
I love learning that bit. That's cute.
Do you say scoot over, bitches?
Scoot over, bitches. Mom, I'm going shopping. BRB. I love that. That's my favorite Vine ever in life. Maybe we can link it.
Frickin' smosh.
They used to be really funny 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Luke
What
will.
the fuck am I looking at?
You're looking at
Safe sex. Safe sex.
I can't remember whenever I found that picture. It was like
It looks like the blue safe is slightly into like chunky, thicker chicks because the green safe is like a little bit bigger.
I think that's just how the legs are angled. Why does the blue safe have whiskers, though?
No, that's his muscles.
No, those are whiskers.
It's his shoulder blades.
You're a shoulder blade.
So the next question, Steven would like to know, what is more important to you guys, game mechanics or the story in a game? For me, because I don't ever listen to the story, like I skip the cutscenes.
You are hurting my soul, Amanda, today.
I know. I get so bored. So I skip as much as possible. So the game mechanics are more important to me than the story because I don't give a fuck.
It depends on the game for me.
And rip. Grim, go.
Like I said, it depends on the game. I'll try for a while, and if it's just, like, if the gameplay is much better than the actual story, I just won't care. Like, for example, if I bought Mass Effect 3, I would probably be skipping everything because just how crappily animated it is. But I hear the gameplay.
I hear they got a real problem with faces.
I guess it's just human faces that has, like, the severe issues.
Okay. Richard?
I don't know. I kind of feel that a lot of the time they kind of go hand in hand with each other, depending on the game. Because, like, with Resident Evil 7, I'd say that the controls weren't the best, especially with console. But the story was great. So that made me want to keep playing it. If you were to play it on PC, I think it would have been a lot easier, I feel, since you have mouse and keyboard, so you can turn a lot faster and everything like that.
Yeah, and plus that's how we usually play everything, most of us, and so that's what we're used to. I was watching your stream, and the story did look really interesting.
Yeah.
It looked good.
But then you have games that are like Diablo now, where it's no longer really about the story anymore. Now it's just go hack and slash.
I never even... It's my favorite, and I still don't even know the story. I just murder stuff. I don't even know the story behind it.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Blizzard anymore. Once they kind of announced that they are stopping any kind of LAN service, any offline modes, I've dropped off of buying any kind of Blizzard game. I've stopped supporting them. But
so explain to me what that means for players, because I don't really know much about the technical stuff. So what does that mean?
Essentially back in 2000, what was it? When did they announce D3? It was like 2004, 2005, I think it was. I was still in love with Blizzard at that time, and I wanted Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2. It looked really good. And then they announced that they were going to stop doing support for offline play, so you couldn't play by yourself in your home. You can just do the campaigns and stuff like that. You always have to be connected online to play the game.
Right.
And I'm not in support of that because I'm actually kind of a prime example for this, because I was previously living in a place where I did not have 100% internet connection.
Right.
So if I wanted to play Diablo 3,
then you couldn't.
I couldn't.
Okay.
So
I gotcha. That makes sense.
So I kind of boycotted Blizzard, and I will no longer pay for any games that they create.
I'm sure they got a bunch of backlash. I guess you're not the only one probably that feels that way.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You check the subreddits on that. Nick, what do you prefer? Do you care more about mechanics or the story?
Well, you gotta have a balance of both, but I think the story's more important. Like, even when we're playing online games, I won't skip a story part that I haven't heard before.
Really?
So if anyone ever plays a game with me, don't play it when I'm not playing, because you'll have to wait at the end anyway. So
that's fine.
So I like story best.
Even when I have to hear the story, I just ignore it.
I think you're missing out, though. Sometimes there's really good stories.
I'm sure.
It's like watching a movie sometimes.
I'm just lazy. I don't want to read, and I don't want to sit around. Like, if I'm going to play a game, I just want to murder stuff.
I can appreciate that, too.
Nick appreciates murder.
I do.
Nick and I are like at odds today. He likes the story. I hate stories. He hates Diablo. That's my favorite. Like, Nick and I, we're not friends anymore, except the fact that we're gingers, so we have to share that.
Well, normally we agree on a lot of things.
Most
it's
things.
just like when it comes to gaming, not at all, I guess.
Yeah. that's
Pretty
true.
much.
Mm.
Other than we like to murder things.
Who doesn't like a little
Well,
bit
that's
of
just
murder?
ginger rage.
Just
That's
a little,
true.
just a little murder.
That's true.
All right. So, what we want to do now, if you're ready, Nicholas, I want you to intro and do a segment we're going to call Get to Know Your Dick.
Which, interestingly enough, has a lot of good tips if you search that on Google.
Does it?
Exactly as she said it. A lot of good
We're
dick
not
care
linking
tips.
that Google
No,
search.
we're not
We're not
linking that.
linking that.
Good dick tips here. Yeah.
Do that on
Well,
your own.
I'm going to do some from a list, but I think we should do like just making them up too.
Okay, I know Richard pretty well in real life, so
Okay.
I'll let you guys ask questions.
Okay. What is your favorite flower?
Favorite flower? Honeysuckle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's tasty.
they are. And they smell good, too.
Do you have any tattoos or pierced body parts?
I have no piercings. I do, however, have a tattoo.
Oh, what is it of?
You do?
I do. It is a old tattoo. It was supposed to be the symbol for dragon in Japanese, but it never got finished, so
Uh-oh.
it just looks like a really bad X on my shoulder.
You didn't get. How come it didn't get finished?
Because the guy that was doing the tattoo moved away.
Oh.
So now I'm going to be hopefully getting this fixed and getting an actual tattoo over it.
What are you gonna put over it?
I don't know yet.
A bigger
I'm still
X.
trying to figure that out. A bigger
It's
X.
just an X.
Yeah, it's literally just a fancy X.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You could put a DM in front of it.
Yeah.
DMX.
But no, it's kind of like a jail tattoo. So it's like all scarred up and faded and really crap.
Did your time?
Yep.
Got street cred.
You should get a black tear tattoo.
Oh God! Don't do that, please.
It's a queer tattoo.
All right, next one. What was your best Halloween costume?
I played a hunchback. I was dressed up as a hunchback. Back in 1998, I think.
Okay.
Were you 14?
No,
Pretty close.
I was 10.
Oh God, you're younger than I thought. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, we're close to the same age.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Bonding.
No, don't like anyone.
Have you ever been mentioned in a newspaper?
Now's your chance.
Not that
Fabricate
I'm
a story.
aware of. I may have been in the newspaper at my the college that I was just at for an award that I had received.
What was the award?
That was Outstanding Student of the Year.
Oh, congratulations.
fancy.
Thank you.
Richard's very studious. He's been in school for like life and studied
Yeah.
everything and knows everything.
Oh, well, that's handy. That's got to come in handy now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I like this question because it assumes that you have done this. When was the last time you fired a gun?
Last time I fired a gun was probably about a year ago.
What kind of
Okay.
gun?
I think it was a .22 revolver and a 9mm Glock, a 12 gauge shotgun, and a .22 long rifle, and I think a 38 long rifle.
Jesus,
An
that
awful
was
lot of
one-
guns, Richard.
That was one hell of a disagreement you had with someone there.
We live in Texas, girl. You gotta
Hashtag
get our
Texas.
guns.
That's why I was just going to ask. You don't have a 6-shooter?
Oh,
No.
wait. We cannot make this up. So we were driving to Marble Falls last weekend, right? And there's a billboard for this store, and you literally got a free pistol with purchase. With every
What?
purchase in Texas. Hashtag Texas. That's a real thing that happened this weekend.
Did you
Jesus.
get a pistol?
No. We didn't go.
Well, you missed out.
Clearly. I guess. I mean, they're not cheap, so we probably shouldn't have done it.
I kind of want to say about this website I'm reading these from. This is funquestions.com, and this is the kind of questions you ask on a first date. When was the last
Sure
time you
it is.
fired a gun?
Why was that on a date?
That's a creepy question
You know
for
what?
a first date.
If I thought about this, I should have asked these in this order. When was the last time you fought a gun or fired a gun? Have you been in the newspaper for anything recently? Here's a good one though. What is your? I'm not even
You
reading
can't
that.
even
Compose
say
yourself.
it.
What? No, this one's normal. What is your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word?
Yeah.
Probably shit.
Mine is shit. I say shit constantly. I'm like, shit. And then the background every time I'm like, shit, shitty, shit.
Yeah.
That's
Shitty
pretty
shit.
shitty.
Did you guys see the picture of me and Torben messing with the Minecraft realms?
I did see
That's
that.
not
He's a lot
you.
smaller than you.
Well, just in the picture, I was up on another level. Higher up.
thought you were a
You're
midget.
always on another level.
I have to get higher than him so I look more important.
I want to look at it again because it seemed like his whole character model was like tiny.
It's subliminal.
oh, I
subliminal.
see. Yes, you're right. I
Wait,
thought he
what?
was just a kid.
You'll notice in all the pictures that I took with you guys, I put myself like above you.
You also do this like squatting thing, or
It's a
Still
selfie
crouching.
pose. It's like a girl selfie pose. I have a good question for Richard, because I know that he eats a lot of Japanese food and like Japanese candy and that
Do
kind
you?
of stuff. What's your favorite flavor of their Kit Kats? Because they have like a Kit Kat of
They have,
every
like,
kind of
3,000
flavor, and I know
flavor.
that you've tried a bunch of them.
My favorite of the Japanese Kit Kats. I do like the matcha. Actually, there's this cheesecake one that you can bake.
What?
That was really good.
You bake it?
Yeah, you bake it.
Oh my
You can
God.
either eat it as is, but they have instructions on how to bake it, and it actually
That sounds pretty
changes
good.
it. It's really
actually.
good.
Nick had a
That's why I
dream about
dreamt
cheesecake.
cheesecake. Yeah.
I
That's
love
what I'm saying.
cheesecake.
Comes back around. What about Pocky? I know you've tried like every flavor of Pocky.
Pocky, probably the almond crush Pocky.
I like the combination of chocolate and orange together.
I'm not an orange fan.
You're not?
No, I don't like grape either.
What's wrong with you?
I don't really like grape. Grape reminds me of Dimetap. Do y'all remember that medicine when you were a
Yes.
child?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
I can't take any liquid medicine. It makes me actually, like, sick.
Gag.
More-
Yeah, it's gross.
I gag so much I get sick, yes.
Yeah, it's gross.
Are you going to become an anti-vaxxer too? Just
No,
in
I
case?
take pills. I'm glad they make pill form of everything now.
Yeah,
I
that is
agree.
way better.
You sound like a suppository kind of guy.
Yeah, I like it in the butt. Amanda, you good?
That is my favorite thing that's happened in this podcast today.
Third degree burn right there.
Grim, you sound like a suppository kind of guy. What? What?
Thanks, Dick.
Is that I don't know if that's a compliment. I don't know.
Love you, Grim.
You're an ass. I hate all of
That's
you.
the title
Part
of
of the
this
name.
podcast. That's the title of this podcast.
What?
It is
Everyone's an
decided.
asshole.
No.
Sounds like
Are you a
guy.
suppository kind of guy?
Okay.
That's the name of the...
Thanks.
All right,
like it.
all right. Let's keep the questions going.
Good job.
Right. Tell me about your first road trip in your first car.
My first road trip in my first car. Well,
I can tell you it was safe.
yeah. First road trip. Oh my god, I know exactly which one.
It was the first one.
Yes. No, because there was actually something that happened. Okay, so Amanda knows these people. It's Christopher, Rosalind, and Fox. And I think Rosalind's sister was there with us. We were going to Houston for a Magic the Gathering championship that was going on, and we were going to go watch that and take a look at all the vendors and everything like that. And we were going down to Houston, and I had taken a 5-hour energy because I had just woken up and I was tired. And so we were driving, and
shit.
they were talking, and they said a joke, and I started laughing. As I was laughing, a bird hits my window. I start freaking out and almost have a heart attack from that.
No wonder you drive so safely.
Jesus Christ.
Bird trauma.
I've hit so many animals.
Have you been hit by a vulture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also got hit. I got hit by... Okay, so I'm driving on this really... Farm-to-market roads in Texas don't have speed limits.
Yeah.
Because they're farm roads. So I was driving between two small cities in Backroads, Texas, and I'm going like 85 in like a really old Mazda 626 hatchback. And a coyote leaps in front of my car and just smacks right on the front.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not even going to stop because you know he's dead. Like, his blood was everywhere. It was terrible.
Oh,
I
dang.
was like, you fucker, you bent my license plate.
Okay, and then continuing on, after a while, I needed to pee because it was like a 3-hour trip. So we ended up in this one town. We ended up in a little cul-de-sac because we kind of got lost because it started getting really foggy, and it looked literally like Silent Hill.
Oh, shit.
Inside that cul-de-sac. So we finally find our way out, and we keep going, and we find a gas station. I stop. I go in. It's keep in mind, it's still like super thick fog. I go in. I take a pee. I go back outside. The fog is gone.
Was it ever really there?
That's what I'm wondering.
You just
I think
transitioned to the other world.
You know, I think that what you're telling us here is that you shouldn't be taking 5-hour energy drinks because it seems like
Someone
a
hallucinates.
bit of a reaction.
Okay.
Bit of a reaction.
But yeah, that's my first trip out of town on my own in my own car.
Wow. Wow.
We should do like a PSA for energy drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
What was it? 3 weeks ago, I stopped having rock stars, and for some reason, whenever I come off the rock stars, I forget. I don't make the connection with what happens next with coming off rock stars. So 2 days after not having a rock star, I'm looking up on the internet. What does a heart attack feel like? How do you know you're dying?
How do you know you're dying? Well, Nick, you're dying.
You can't just stop all of a sudden.
What to do if you're dying?
You can't just open a rock star and drink part of it. It'll go flat.
Oh my god.
That's true.
They taste awful anyway.
Guys.
Oh, they taste delicious. Like ambrosia, nectar of the gods.
Like, Jesus, they taste like death, apparently.
So
anyway.
No, not
Only
having
when,
them makes
yeah,
you
only
die,
when you
not
stop.
Sure. So that was the Get to Know Your Dick segment. Now, Richard wants to talk to us a bit about food. What kind of food? What was it? What were you talking about?
So this was kind of conversation that I was having with Rosalind and Christopher this morning. Because, you go to, like, McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, places like that. But whenever you get the meal, it's not really a perfect meal. And what I mean by that is you don't get, like, the sides that you think are the best in the world. You don't get the main meal that you think is the best in the world. So we were thinking of going to, like, all these different restaurants just to get different pieces of food and kind of make our own perfect meal. So, like, going to Chick-fil-A, get the Chick-fil-A sandwich, go to some other place and find something to substitute the fries with something else. Like, I was thinking of getting egg rolls from this little Chinese restaurant that we're here as the side. Stopping at, like, McDonald's to get a giant cup of coffee and just kind of make
Their coffee is the best.
your perfect meal from all these different restaurants that you have in town. And it doesn't have to be like fast food only. You can go to like these awesome barbecue shops, any kind of restaurant that you think. I don't know what all you have up there in Canada, Nick, and I'm sure that Grim has quite a bit of food.
I have zero
around him,
food here. It's pretty bad.
God, what would I make? Okay, let me think about it for a second.
While you're
Perfect
thinking,
meal.
interesting fact, we don't have a McDonald's right now.
What?
In my town.
Why
Yeah.
not?
It's being remodeled, so you can't go there.
So you have one, but it's closed at the moment.
Yeah, it's ripped all apart. It hasn't been updated since like 1901 or whenever.
All that
so
asbestos.
Delicious.
every time I pass by like the ripped apart building, I say, "That's what McDonald's would look like if it was built on its nutritional value." It's like all ripped apart.
Jesus. Okay, so to build a perfect meal, the drink has to be from McDonald's because their soda tastes the best.
And it's
The
only $1.
meal, right. And so the meal portion would be, probably Taco Bueno
Okay.
nachos. And then for dessert, because the nachos, you don't really need a side item for that.
Yeah.
And then for dessert, I would get cookies from somewhere. Like, McDonald's actually has pretty good cookies. I don't know where else has them.
Witch has some pretty good cookies.
Do they? I
Yeah.
don't know if I've ever had theirs. But anyway, so mine's pretty simple because I just like Taco Bueno.
Kind of worried about Nick while you guys are here.
I know he almost died. I saw what he did was, if you guys can't see this, but what happened was Nick took a really big rip off of his vape and almost died, and we're like on the side googling what to do if you're dying from a vape.
I thought it was
Except I'm sitting here
coffee.
laughing my ass off because I'm an asshole.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, well, nobody can help you. You're going to die on camera. And we're like, completely different country.
I was more concerned about
watch you
trying to
die.
find the damn mute button, and I couldn't find it because I was choking to death.
I just see you choking to death. I'm like, well, I guess I'll keep talking.
So
I don't
you
know
should
what
probably
else to
edit
do.
out that coughing.
I think you're...
Get it
We didn't hear you. We didn't
Okay,
really hear you.
good.
You were muffled. Your death was muffled.
God damn it, Amanda.
They'll find me on Monday. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, or if I'm not in the mood for Mexican food, I will go to H-E-B and get their sushi because it's actually cheap and pretty good.
I do have one thing about Taco Bueno. If you get the burritos, go get Taco Bell sauce.
True.
It is amazing.
Or Taco Bell's chips are actually a little bit better than Taco Bueno's. They're crunchier,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Nick, if you were to make your are you able to talk now? Are you fine? You're not
Yeah, I
dead?
think I'm fine.
Okay. If you were to make your own perfect meal, what would it be?
Nothing from any fast food restaurant
Sure.
at all.
Is
Nothing
it ramen
deep fried.
related?
I've never had real ramen, so I can't say. I would like
shit.
to try it.
It's
but,
delicious.
Come to Texas.
we
We know a good place in Austin.
instead of going to Japan to get ramen, I'll just go to Texas instead.
It's cheaper.
Just
It's
because you
cheaper.
got to get the real deal if you go out for that.
Go to New York. They probably have better ramen than we do in
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, man, perfect meal. Things I've not had before. That's my
Okay.
perfect meal.
Okay.
Grim probably has eaten a lot of the foods that you think are awesome because whenever he goes to New York, he sends us pictures of like sushi boats and ramen places.
Hey, that
and
was
it's just
Albany.
amazing. It's still New York. That's
Oh
the
my
state of
gosh.
New York.
Is
I
that where
live in New
albinos come
York.
from?
I don't go to the state I live in.
You
lives
do,
in
and
New
we
York
do in
City.
Texas. Because Texas, it takes like 10 hours to get from one side to the other because this fucker's so big.
Yeah, we don't
Texas
we don't
really that
measure
big?
distance. We measure time.
We go in time.
Yeah.
Grim, what would you eat if you like got to pick your favorite? Is this like before we die, like our favorite?
Maybe this should
I
have been
would take-
final meal.
The ramen packet you would buy in a store and break that into halves, and that would be my bread. And I'd make a...
Okay.
Crispy
I'm
sandwich.
just fucking
Okay.
with you.
You're a fucking weirdo.
Like, what the fuck? Where is this going?
You didn't want to know where it was going to go?
I'm glad that you... What would you
I
really
don't know.
eat? Sushi?
Yeah, sushi. I really just want
Sushi,
some
ramen?
rice balls, onigiri. It's just, I've had them once.
I've never had anything like that.
So why don't you make your
Because getting the rice to shape right just would piss me off because we have fake Japanese rice from California.
own? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably have to order like some really good
I don't know
quality to
if
get it to
they don't
shape right.
ship their rice out from Japan.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
I
We'll have to
the
pick some up
best
next time we
that
go
you
there.
Can get here.
Just find like a little Asian town up there, and usually they have like Korean rice and stuff like that. That's also sticky rice. You could use that.
Yeah, we in our little center that we have in Austin.
You have to remember
you
I
can
live in a small
buy-
area.
Yeah, you'd have to go to the bigger city to
Yeah.
get it.
Mm.
And like I said, I bought the best. Like I actually bought this rice at a like Asian supermarket,
Mm.
And it still wasn't quite good enough to shape.
California. Like that's
Is that the cocoa rice? Or I forget what it's
the
called.
rose whatever.
What the fuck did you just call me?
Yeah, cocoa. I don't know the actual
Yeah,
brand.
that's the
but
best we
yeah.
can get to.
I
Yeah,
I
it's the same
haven't.
one I get.
I actually Nick told me about a rice cooker that is amazing that I have to purchase, and it'll save me some money. No,
Yeah.
the one you got.
Oh, the one I got? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's awesome, man. I got rice cooking at home right fucking
Wow.
now.
Whoa, God. Jesus. Very excited about rice.
It's delicious. It's not
Oh.
minute
Don't
rice.
even get me started.
I know. You could talk about
Don't
rice for like a
even go
whole
there.
4 episodes. Jesus. It's just fucking rice. Okay. So, do you guys want to hear my movie reviews? I have
No.
2.
Yes.
Yes.
Off, Graham. Nobody
You
asked
just
you.
did.
I did ask you. But no, you're going to want to hear this. The first one that I went to see was the Belko Experiment. And you were like, if they don't take apart a paper cutter and kill somebody with it, you were going to be angry. Was that you or was that
Did they
Nick that
do
said
it?
that? One of you
It
said
was
that they
me.
needed to do that.
Yeah.
It was you. They
Oh,
did.
good.
I was so
Now you
excited. I'm in
spoiled
the
it
movie
for me,
theater
and now
and I
I'm pissed
see them.
off.
No, I'm not spoiling it. It's just they did some really amazing kills, and it was so well done. Let me read you the synopsis real quick. So this is Belko Experiment. An ordinary day at the office becomes a horrific quest for survival when 80 employees at Belko Corp in Colombia learn that they are pawns in a deadly game. So they're trapped inside their building. Voice comes over the intercom and tells them that 2 workers have to be killed within 30 minutes or they kill 30 people. So the way that it works when you start working for this company is they implant a chip in your brain as a locator because people get kidnapped from that city in Colombia quite often. So they chip you, which isn't really why they chip you. They chip you for this experiment. And so initially, like, they don't think it's real. They think somebody's just joking with them until heads start exploding. And it's amazing. Nick, you would really appreciate this. Like, it's gross. It's so gross. Heads are popping. People are dying everywhere. They find stuff in, like, the break room to kill people with. They use, like, the paper cutter. Just, like, random shit you would find around the office. And at one point, somebody's, like, accidentally hit play on the projector screen, and it's like, welcome to Belko Corps. We do this, and we value this. And he's, like, murdering through the scene, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing office kills. Like, it's because you want to kill everybody you work with when you work in cubicles, and they play so well off of that. Let me tell you who's in the cast, because you'll probably be a little surprised by some
Taylor
of these
Swift.
people. Tony Goldwyn, so he's been in a bunch of stuff. John Gallagher is the main guy, and he was amazing. But the one that you guys will know for sure is John McGinley, who was in Scrubs. He was the older, like, crazier doctor. Did anybody watch Scrubs? What was his name in Scrubs? Anybody remember?
I don't
Anyway,
remember, but everyone knows
he
him.
was, yeah. And then Michael Roker, who was one of the brothers in The Walking Dead, the really mean brother that got locked up on the
Merle?
roof and had to saw his arm off.
Yep.
That guy's in it.
Merle.
And a couple of other random ones that you would recognize. So good, though. It was just a lot of fun, and it was bloody and slashery, and the idea was really original. I gave it 6.8 out of 8 stars. And then, so let me go to the other movie that I saw and tell you about it. So the other one I saw didn't really go to theaters very much. It was kind of like a limited release because it wasn't expected to be very good. It's called Pet, P-E-T, Pet. And the main character is Cinia Solo. Oh, girl crush so hard. She is gorgeous. She's like a tiny little firecracker. She was Kinsey in Lost Girl, if you guys ever watched that show. And if you haven't, you should. It is amazing. So anyway, so it's her and then Dominic Moynihan, who's related to the other Moynihan that's an actress. I think that's her brother. So let me give you the synopsis for Pet. Sweet but lonely Seth, so that's Dominic's character, spends his days working in an animal shelter. In a hopeless daze, he has a chance encounter with a beautiful young waitress who is Cinia Solo. It awakens something in him. He becomes like this obsessed guy and like stalks her a little bit, and then like takes her and puts her in a cage. And at first you're like, okay, I know where this is going. Like, we've seen stuff similar to this, but you haven't, and I'm not going to spoil it. The twists in that movie are so unexpected, and as a horror film fan, you know, I typically would guess twists and know what was coming, but I didn't. Caught me completely off guard, and I loved the twist, and I loved it. Cinia Solo was amazing in it. I give it a 6.5 just because it started kind of slow, and it took a while to get into it, but once it got going, it was really good. So 6.5. If you're ever sitting around at night and you want to watch a random movie, it's probably hard to find on DVD, but maybe you can look it up. Because it didn't really do...
Netflix, I wonder?
No. It didn't get high enough ratings really to be anywhere, I don't think. But I liked it a lot. I thought it was really original. Anyway, those were my 2 movies. La-ti-da. I don't think we have any stupid shit Amanda says this week, because I don't really remember anything that I did super dumb.
That's sort of Luke's segment, really, if you think about it.
I know,
He tells
because
the
he
story.
remembers the stupid shit that I did, or didn't do, or didn't understand, or words that I said wrong, which happens pretty often. No, that was about it. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
There is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were talking about like Ron Swanson and stuff like way back in Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, because he looks like
y'all-
Luke's dad, like identically.
Yeah. Are you guys fans of that show?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Grim
No,
and Richard?
I'm okay with
Park and
I
Recreation.
like it,
Yeah.
but I don't watch it.
I think I've seen it. I don't remember.
Okay. There's a girl on the show, April. Is that her name?
Yes.
Yes.
And she's like completely
Yeah.
psychotic and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah,
Yes.
I think that fictional character is my new dream girl.
That's one of April Ludgate. That's one of Luke's, I think, too, that he really liked her. She's really pretty. What is her name in real life?
I like her personality the best. She's completely off her hinges.
Oh,
But
Aubrey
she's like-
Plaza? Is that her name?
She's like acts like it's completely normal though. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Like it's just okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
she doesn't want to interact with people a whole lot.
At all.
Well,
Hates
So-
it.
people are pretty
Her
awful.
and Ron get along really well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's
That's your new girl crush?
my fictional, not
Fictional
Aubrey
girl
Plaza.
crush?
But
Now
the
you're never
character.
gonna find
actual
a
character.
girlfriend, Nick, because you'll just want her.
I'm sure. I'm very depressed because I'll never find a psychotic woman.
That won't kill you.
Oh,
That's not true at all.
That
I'm
There's
being
plenty of them to
sarcastic.
go
Won't kill
around.
you.
There's plenty of them.
No, I don't care.
Oh.
If that's what's got to
Okay.
happen.
That's funny. You'll just
Hold
go
on,
out.
let me go find a few of my exes on
style.
Nick.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying,
gonna-
like, there's a lot of crazy
This
chicks.
is my first date question. I'd be like, "Do you have any mental problems?"
How many guns do you
I'd be
own?
like, "No, none."
How many?
And
have
she
you
says
got?
no, and you're like, date over.
I'm be like, "Okay, get the hell out of here, bitch." Have you ever been
Fired any
institutionalized?
guns?
Have you been in the paper?
Have you fired any guns? Are you in the newspaper?
Do you have a machete?
Yeah.
Well, Nick has one of those, so
Yeah, we can make machete music.
babies. I
Wow,
thought that's where you
okay.
were going with that.
Music, huh?
Wow.
That's what I'm going to call
Way
it from
over.
now on, machete music.
Is it kind of like a saw? You just bend it over and you get a violin bow and start bowing on it.
No, that's my code word for sex now, machete music.
Oh, okay.
Machete. You have to say machete.
Machete music.
Speaking of which, that movie was really good too. Did
That's
you ever
an
see
awful
that?
movie.
I
Machete?
didn't see that.
I loved
I've heard
it.
it was
Fuck
really good.
off.
No,
God
it's
damn it.
portrayed as one of those cheesy movies, but I heard it was good.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be funny. It's really over the top on purpose. You
No.
silly Grimsby.
I love that actor too. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great. Danny
Yes.
Trejo. He's really awesome. He does a lot of really good work, actually, like social work, volunteering type
that's
stuff.
nice.
And machete
Oh, there it
killing.
is, guys. Silent Hill. It's finally happened.
Oh
Okay,
my
everybody,
God.
be quiet.
Jesus
Let's.
Christ.
We're gonna leave this in. Keep it going.
I can't stop it.
Why, Grim? It's like a freaking air raid siren. Like no joke. Wow.
It's
I'm
it's
leaving it
taken
in. I don't give a
27
shit.
episodes for this to happen. And it goes off at least once a day.
Wow.
Why?
This is
What is
It's
amazing.
our
this?
fire department.
This is when the paint starts ripping off the walls and everything
Yeah,
turns
so-
burnt.
Christ! Everybody, hurry! Get the fuck
So the
inside.
other day it went off once, right? And then instantly it starts back up right again. I'm like, why is it going 4 times? Should I be worried? Like, I never know if it means
God.
something more
So
than a fire.
scary.
What is it
Like,
telling you?
so
Is
it's a
that
volunteer
it?
fire department, so it kind of alerts people. I don't know if these people have stuff in their house. I don't know why it goes off, honestly. I feel like we're in a day and age to where they can just, like, ring people. Do you know what a
Text
pager
you?
is?
Yeah, right? Good lord, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm glad we ended on that.
All the people at the fire station are like walking around. They're like, man, someday we got to find out what the hell's causing that.
They're like deaf as fuck though. Like
What's funny is
you
it's
hear that all day, every
winding
day.
down, and I don't know if it's a real, like, horn, like, with a crank, because it sounds like the crank's still going and it's winding down slowly. But
It does.
I feel
Yeah,
like
they're
it's
those
a
old school
recording
ones.
sometimes, too.
No, I bet it's a real horn. That's how we have them. So in Texas, they have those exact horns at elementary schools for tornado warnings.
Yeah.
And they go off when a tornado has actually touched down. So if you hear that in Texas, get the fuck down because a tornado's near.
Yeah,
Is,
Just
Uh,
a side note.
my brother actually
is-
has one of those like right across the street from his house.
Is
and-
it a school?
No, he's probably about 5 minutes away from a school though. But no, it apparently goes off every Saturday morning at like
Oh,
9
weird.
a.m. or something.
I wonder if they're just testing it.
Yeah,
Or him. Testing him.
Probably.
or him.
I got a question about it. When that goes
Mm-hmm.
off every day, is Carmen Sandiego in the room or does she go to another
She
room?
just disappears.
Yeah, I think she's in another room cranking this thing. This will drive him nuts over the years.
It was funny because when we
Oh,
got this
good
apartment, I
God.
warned her about it. I was like, it is next to the fire department. And it
Like literally.
goes off a lot. And when I'm over at my friend's house, who lives directly on the other side of the fire department, so I moved across the street, basically. So when I go hang out with him and it goes off, I'm like, it is so much more quiet over here. Because we're on the side facing where the horn is, like, letting out the noise.
Do you get like rent reduction for being close to the noise?
I don't know. They can't keep tenants upstairs because I feel like people move in and out of there constantly for jobs in the area.
It's probably louder
Yeah.
up there, like the angle and the
But
whatever.
They've
That
only raised
sucks.
our rent like once, so that's a good thing. They probably kind of think about that
Yeah.
because
sure
no one
they
else
do.
would want to live here for a long period of time with that.
Well, especially now with all the dead bodies you've put in the
Hey,
basement. Like, it's gotta be bad.
I burn them first or something.
Oh.
What you gotta do is you gotta chop them up, like put it through a wood
Well, if I was
chipper.
going to do that, I'd
And
just
then
take
just
them to the
burn
farms and
whatever's
feed them to the
left.
pigs.
There you go. That works too. Don't
grind
ever
it
just
up.
put them in a river. That shit never works out.
Yeah, why do people keep
Dick
doing
tip.
that?
Dick tip number 2. Do not put dead bodies into bodies of water.
Yep.
Just
Do you
saying.
know? Do you
You
know
always
this
say
from
fuck when you do that.
experience? Have you been in the paper, Amanda?
I couldn't
alright,
say.
Okay.
I couldn't say. Well, I want to thank Richard for being our guest, subbing in for Luke today. We had a good time with you. We're going to link all your stuff, of course, on the website. Everybody go to CoGPod.net. You log in with your Twitch and keep in touch with us. Keep up to date. My blog is there. All of our episodes are there and fun stuff, calendar, streaming. Go check it out. I guess we will wrap it up there. Everybody say goodbye.
Yo.
Goodbye.
Gotta go. My house is deteriorating.
Goodbye.
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 Say it again.
No.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
No, you hang up.
God damn it.
No, you hang up. Okay. And end recording. Do you hit record again? No, you hit stop again. God damn it, every time.